It's week 9 of the LCS with coverage brought to you by Alienware, and I'm talking to Ablazeolive, who is either headed to playoffs or completely done with this season based off of what happens with CLG soon. You were asking me beforehand if I thought CLG had it, and I was just telling you that in the decade that I've covered this, you should never bet on CLG. So I apologize, but hopefully they come through and surprise everybody. How are you doing in this awkward pseudo state?
Well, the pressure's sort of off, so now we kind of just wait. I do have the hope because CLG does tend to truly counter logic and win when they should win. So hopefully that will come in clutch for us. But I mean, now all you can do is hope. So
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting situation because you you will either be moving on, you're not, and we have to have this interview now. So let's talk about it as if you are going through. So first off, what do you think your chances are in playoffs? I think you guys are 6-6 right now with this lineup.
yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna do pretty well. I don't think we're the eighth best team for sure. I don't think anyone thinks we're the eighth best team, honestly. But um, I think there are definitely some teams that I would feel very confident going into a best of five against. Some teams that I would feel less confident going into, but I think best of fives is a different beast. I think they really changed the way that the game functions. Even individual games will feel very different in best of five, just because the way that I always look at them is not you have to win three games; it's more you have to lose three games to be out.
Yeah.
So I always feel confident that I can make the adjustments even if we lose two games. Like I'm not going to lose that third game. So even against the stronger teams, I would still feel confident.
You, I think, are one of the people that folks are mentioning as a potential rookie of the split or of the year. What do you think of those conversations? Do you feel like you're in that running?
I mean, I'm definitely happy that people are recognizing my play and saying that I'm playing well. Um, I think, yeah, I'm not sure. It's hard for me to judge objectively my own play. I feel like I wasn't playing too well, to be honest, throughout the year. I think just, trying to improve as much as I can. That's always been my goal. But I will say this. I think Danny, at least, playing on EG and playing at like 80 carries, like it's kind of like the least impactful role and like the easiest role to like look really good on. And he's also playing on a team that is performing like one of the best in summer, and he only played half the year. So I mean, outside of that, like that's just my opinion about the Danny thing. But for me, it's hard to judge my own like play very objectively.
So you put me in an interesting position as a voter for this because you're like, yeah, I haven't been playing great, but also I don't know if Danny is really as worthy of this as he should. It's you don't make a convincing argument either way. I guess I would say it's a funny situation. Um, but you mentioned, just sort of setting aside the rookie thing for a second, you mentioned that there were some teams that you feel very confident about going against in a best of five. Who would those be in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, definitely IMT Dig. Those are just two very quick ones. I also think like EG has been looking worse recently. I think their play style in like best of fives probably wouldn't be that like it wouldn't work as well. I feel like I think once we have like a good understanding of draft, we'll feel solid against them. And then I mean the rest of the teams just TSM, C9, TL, 100, right? So I mean they're all. It's really going to depend on the day. I mean if we play against them, like we'll have to bring our A game for sure. But I think definitely against IMT Dig for sure we'll win. Like 99% sure I'm sure we'll win. But the rest less confident, but still feel really good in best of fives.
I know a completely different roster, but this org last year, you guys were able to beat TSM and then push TSM to all 5 games and their run back, and then they ended up getting first seed. So I don't know if like you ever. I know it's a different roster, but I don't know if Anero's ever like, guys, don't worry, I've been here before. We could surprise people. I don't know if you think about that run that the org had last year as you're considering playoffs going forward.
I mean it's definitely like a confidence booster. I've never. I was on Golden Guardians last year, but I wasn't on the LCS team.
Yeah.
So I don't know how his preparation changes for best of fives. I guess I'll find that out soon. But I think it will feel good, like knowing that that happened. I think that's definitely it can't be a bad thing, and I think most teams will come in thinking that we're not really like it's not gonna be that hard to play against us, especially the teams that are like those top five really. They might not prepare for us as much as they would prepare for each other. So, they might drop some games. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move away from Golden Guardians and to yourself. What do you think? You said you don't feel like you've played particularly well, but looking at the full year, what do you think of your first full year in the LCS?
Um, I would say I'm like, content. I wouldn't say I'm too happy, but I wouldn't say I'm like disappointed. I think this year being like a developmental year for Golden Guardians has made it really easy for me to focus on just improving myself throughout the year. I came to a realization sort of at the beginning of the year that when I was in academy, the first year I was in academy, I didn't play very well. I wasn't that good. But then the second year, I was really good. So when I came to LCS, I kind of came in with sort of the same expectation where the first year, like I'm not going to be expecting myself to just be the best mid of the league. But after a year of experience, like that's when I'm gonna, you know, feel like I can turn it on. And I think that it's become more clear that I'm more confident. I can tell individually, and other people can tell as well from looking at my play that I'm performing better. So I will just see how that translates into the playoffs and beyond.
Yeah. Well, is there anything that you want to say to any of the fans, regardless of how the CLG stuff goes, reflecting on your year?
I just want to say thank you for everyone who believed in us. You know, we were down bad at the beginning of the year, but we pulled it back and either just missed or made it back into the playoffs. So regardless, I hope you guys keep supporting us and keep supporting the boys here on Golden Guardians.
Very good. Thank you so much for the interview. Best of luck with the CLG match and also for the rookie of the split running. We'll see how things unfold, I know, in just a little bit. So thank you so much for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channel. Oh my God. Did you see that video that I just made? Incredible. I hope you consider subscribing like the people that are scrolling around the bottom of the screen did, because then you'll get more incredible content like this. And you know what? Speaking of incredible, if you're looking for an incredible deal, an incredible computer, I don't know if can you guys hear the dogs barking? I'm trying to like hype myself up, and there's a dog barking outside the window. Now I'm a little worried that my window's open and I'm speaking this very loudly into the microphone and my neighbors are going to hate me. Listen, incredible. Alienware. Alienware.com/Travis. There's a link in the description. And I know that some of, in the past, we've had some restrictions on the code. A lot of those restrictions are lifted. So be sure to check out the code below so that you can make sure and save some money on your Alienware deal. And thank you so much to Alienware for sponsoring all the content we do here.